Okay, everybody, welcome to another con support video. This one is on powers of products and quotients. Let's go. So it says, select the equivalent expression, a over b to the third raised to the fourth power. So the way that I would like to do this, I'm going to kind of write these ones out for you guys to make it a little easier for you to see. Okay. Let's just bring that up. Okay, cool. So the way I like to do these is just to make sure I know what the base is involved here. So the whole parentheses have been raised to the fourth power. So it's a over b to the third, and that whole thing is being raised to the fourth power. So what that means is that you really are talking about a to the fourth and b to the third to the fourth, right? So you could expand it out and write the whole thing out, but I don't think you need to. Remember, when you're raising a quotient or a fraction to a power, you raise the top to that power, you raise the bottom to that power. So this is the same as a to the fourth over b to the third to the fourth. That's an equivalent statement. So you're basically raising the top to that power, raising the bottom to that power, right? So that's kind of what you end up with. And so now we're going to remember a couple rules here. A to the fourth is just a to the fourth. I think that's pretty straightforward. I don't think we need to worry about what that is. But b to the third raised to the fourth is a power to a power. Remember, when you're raising a power to a power, you got to multiply the exponents. This is b to the 12th. So the final answer you're going to get is a to the fourth over b to the 12th, which is going to be b. Okay, for the next one, you've got 6 to the fourth times 2, all raised to the third power. Now, in this case, if we identify our base, right, this whole thing is being raised to the third power, which means that each factor is being raised to that third power. Remember, when you're raising a product to a power, each factor gets raised to that power. So ultimately what this means is you got 6 to the fourth raised to the third power, and you're multiplying that by 2 raised to the third power. Now, 6 to the fourth raised to the third power is the same as 6 to the 12th, because when you raise a power to a power, you multiply the exponents. So that's 6 to the 12th. And then 2 to the third is just 2 to the third. So it's really just 6 to the 12th times 2 to the third. Now, that answer is right here, 6 to the 12th times 2 to the third, so let's go with that. For the next one here, you got, it says select the three expressions that are equivalent to 9 to the fourth. Well, 9 to the fourth is going to be a base of 9 raised to the fourth power, right? So that base is 9, and it's raised to the fourth power. So it's going to be 9 times 9 times 9 times 9, which is, of course, 81 times 81, which is whatever that's worth, right? Now, it doesn't ask you to evaluate it. If you did, right, you get 81 times 81, which is a super large value. 81 times 81 is 6,561. So what's the value of this? 6,561. Is that something that they have as one of our answers? No. Okay. But we can play with this in lots of different ways. So we just want to make sure that we check to see if these have the same value as 9 to the fourth, right? So 9 times 4 is 36. That's obviously wrong. 9 times 9 times 9 times 9 is exactly what 9 to the fourth is. So that's correct. 9 to the eighth divided by 9 to the second. Well, remember, when you have 9 to the eighth and you divide it by 9 to the second, that's exactly the same as 9 to the 8 minus 2, which is 9 to the sixth. Now, is 9 to the sixth the same as 9 to the fourth? No, it's not. So that's not going to work. All right, for the other one you have here, you've got 9 to the second times 9 to the second, all raised to the first. Well, 9 to the second times 9 to the second is 9 to the 2 plus 2, right? Because when you have multiply two powers that have the same base, you add the exponents. So that's just going to be 9 to the fourth, and then raised to the first power. Well, anything raised to the first power is itself, so that's just worth 9 to the fourth. So is that the same as 9 to the fourth? Yes. And then this last one down here, you're going to have 9 to the 10th divided by 9 to the 8th in parentheses. And all that's being raised to the second power. Well, when you have 9 to the 10th divided by 9 to the 8th, that's the same as 9 to the 10 minus 8. Remember, we divide two powers that have the same base, you subtract the exponents. And that's going to raise the second power. So that's going to be the same as 9 times 2, 9 to the second, I should say, raised to the second power. When you raise a power to a power, you multiply the exponent. So that's going to be 9 to the 2 times 2, which is 9 to the fourth. Well, is that the same? Yeah, it's fine. So we can see all three of those are the same as 9 to the fourth. And let's do the next one. Okay, so for this one, it says 3 to the fourth times b to the fifth, okay, all of that in parentheses squared. Now the rule is when you're raising a product to a power, you raise each factor to that power. So you can apply the exponent to each factor inside. So this would be 3 to the fourth raised to the second power times b to the fifth raised to the second power. When you raise the power to a power, you multiply the exponents. So this would be the same as 3 to the 4 times 2, which is 3 to the 8, and b to the 5 times 2, which is b to the 10th. So it's really just going to be 3 to the 8th times b to the 10th. Well, here we can see that the only answer that is correct is 3 to the 8th times b to the 10th. So we're done. And that's how you do it, one step at a time.